It was a tough game. We knew we was going into a tough game. I think we prepared well. I think we put out a team we felt were going to try to cause a problem. I think we contained them quite well. To go in 0-0 at half time and try to get something out of the game, a draw or even a win if we could. But a moment of, a real moment of class from Moore with a goal. I think it was a well taken goal, puts us on the back foot. And obviously the second goal comes from us having to try to get something out of the game. But yeah, it's disappointing at the end. But I think the better team won.
I thought we were good today. I've told you about not being at your sparkling best. You possibly at your sparkling best about 4 or 5 times a season. I thought we were really good today. The pitch wasn't great. It was a slow pitch. They sat in. They never moved. 5-4, and they were dangerous on the counter attack. So we had to get so many things right. We couldn't overcommit. We had to be aware of the counter attack because Willock and El Ghazi and the boy at the top of the pitch and Callum Robinson coming off and Colwell coming on. Cal coming on, as we know, they've got threats at the top of the pitch. And if we're not right, we overcommit and we're not balanced.
We know the quality of the player, and I think the boys contained him quite well for long periods of the game. But yeah, that one moment and it caused us a problem, and obviously to go 1-0 down. But I thought in general the game, I thought we worked hard. I thought the boys showed good endeavour. I thought they showed good intensity levels and work ethic, which are the things we need to have when we play at home as a must. And yeah, we come away with a defeat, and we have to pick ourselves up and take the positives from the game, because there are some positives in the game to take into the Oxford game.
To get to 50 points is incredible. I think with all the circumstances, what's happened in the summer, as you well know, maybe other people don't know the detail as much as you do, but to get to 50 points, to come to a game in a ground like this and break a team down, because that's what we had to do. I think, like I said, 70% possession first half, 60%, which you would expect when we go 1 or 2-0 up. To break them down, to play with the discipline, to play with the control that we had was incredibly pleasing, and as well in terms of the youthfulness of the group.
The boys within their own group and with us as a group, we know it was unacceptable, and it's gone now. And it's not something we want to keep talking about. It's gone. It can happen. But now we've come through the back of 2 more games. Okay, we ain't picked up as many points as we would like again, but we knew it was going to be a tough block of games, and we have to take that into Oxford now.
We've given another debut to a young player as well, so we're getting stretched a little bit at the moment with 6 players out and 6 really senior players there. I would say only Femi was maybe not a senior player, but they keep doing what they do. They play with that freedom, they play with that control, and when they have to defend, they are proud of their defensive record and clean sheet. So 2-0 away from home, 4 or 5 days before Christmas is a great achievement.
At the end of the day, we are doing everything that we was doing before the same way. So I've always said, as long as the processes are right and we're doing things the right way, that we feel that we're doing things the right way, and the players are working hard and they are trying to apply the right things, then the only thing we can remain is positive. It's a game of football, and it's win, lose or draw, which I said before. We know there's three scenarios in the game. We've lost today, and we move forward to the next game. We'll try and pick points out of the next game, and that's all we can do. Like I said earlier. Sometimes you have to manage things differently depending on what players you've got, and we are limited at the moment in that respect. And even changing the system second half in the game was difficult because of the personnel that we had and the personnel that we could bring on. We managed to do it, and it was a little bit too late in respect of trying to get something out of the game. But when you go 1-0, 2-0 down against Sheffield United, you can't expect to get much out of the game thereafter.
We are possibly our most vulnerable when we're in possession. If we take a chance, then all of a sudden they go from one part of the pitch to the other, score, then it's going to be an even more difficult afternoon. So the message at half time was just patience, keep breaking them down, keep moving them around, and we need whether to construct a goal, which we tried to do, or we need somebody to pick out a big finish, which we obviously did, and we talked about that at the top of the pitch. you know, these are the boys. We've got a good group up there. You know, Jez, Callum, Rian coming on, Gusema, Kiefer. You know, we've got boys that can produce big moments, and obviously 2 big moments from Kiefer coming back to his old club was magic for him.
We have to remain positive, and we get disappointed, of course we do, but you know, we have to be positive and we have to show the players that we're doing things right, because there was moments in the game where you know, we had not bad control of the game at times. We had to deal with them as well a lot of the time and stop them from causing us a problem, which they cause a lot of teams a lot of problems. So we managed to do that. We just couldn't keep the ball out of the net. And when you go 1-0 down, you're always chasing, and it becomes difficult. So yeah, pick ourselves up when we go into the Oxford game with the same mentality. We're trying to get something out of it.
You know, they weren't, you know, towering headers from 3 or 4 yards out. You know, the first one's an outstanding goal, and the second one, I've got to say, I thought that it was just going to roll Rian in. He had the confidence to take it on and score. He's a big player for us. So I know obviously he was a bit disappointed. You know, maybe the way things transpired here when he was here. So it was a big day for Kiefer, but he produced a really top class performance. Leads the line. You can go into him. If teams pressure from goal kicks, you can go into him and go down the side. I'm sure that, you know, what will be talked about tonight is the quality of both his goals.
We already know Ronan's, you know, he's a good young prospect who's doing very well. We've got a lot of injuries, like I stated. We've got no cover at right back. You know, Perry NG's injured. We're playing a midfielder in that position at the minute because he's got energy and he can do it well. But if anything happens there and we need to change something up, we had no other midfielders on the bench today. So if we already, you know, looked at it and said we need to move Andy into midfield, and which we did, because we're trying to save somebody else, then we need an option there. You know, yeah, you could put Callum Chambers out there, or you could put Will Fish potentially, but they're not comfortable out there. So why not give the young lad a chance who plays at right back the opportunity to play? And he done that, and he done okay when he come on. So I'm happy for him.